Here with Maurice Greene, who returns to action June 16th at PFL 5. Maurice, how are you?
Oh, I'm doing excellent. I can't complain, man. Feel good, look better, you know.
Absolutely, absolutely. You ain't lying. You ain't lying. Um, a little bit over or a little bit less than a month. How are you feeling?
Oh, excellent, man. Everything's going well. So I really can't complain. I got everything I need, and then some. With the team we got put together and training partners and John and all the coaches. So I'm in a good place, man. I finally believe. I believe. You know what I mean?
I want to go back to your last fight, man. It's been a little bit over 2 months. Now that you've had some time to reflect on that fight, firstly, how relieving was that? Like how much, what were the emotions like? Just how relieving of a win was that?
Um, I wouldn't say like relief for the first time. Like I usually get nervous, and I'm usually nervous every time I see my opponent, regardless. And it's been like that for a lot of my career. Um, I wasn't crazy nervous. I actually started getting nervous until the butterflies came just fight day until I started warming up. Um, but that's what I expected to happen. I expected to win that fight. I mean, I know the general public, they see him, he got however many first round finishes, and he thought it was going to be similar, but I knew it wasn't. So I expected that. So it's what I expected would happen. And now we move into the next fight. I went back, I watched my fight, I looked at my opportunities. We try to get those opportunities better. I looked at what we did good and we build off of that. And we leave that behind us and we move into the next fight. I said it's a marathon, not a sprint, and we're only coming up on half of it is a reality.
How did you feel about your performance?
All in all, I had a great performance. It was great to come back and finish the way I did, get 5 points, be on the right side of the bracket, really, and on to the next one.
Absolutely, dude. With you being on top of the leaderboard, does that give you like what does that do for you going into the your next fight? Like, does it give you a little bit of like motivation?
Nope,
No, just keep going.
nope. There's no relief. Listen, there's no relief until you get your hand raised and they say you've clinched a playoff spot,
Hmm.
right? That's the relief. They clinch. So a win clinches me a playoff spot. The goal is still the same as last fight: win the fight, right? Pro- Proper preparation, prepare properly, do the right things, go out, win the fight. Um, and if a finish presents itself, I'll take that. But I'm going. I need to win the fight. That's it. That's how I'm gonna treat every fight.
You're going from an underdog on the prelims that everyone thought that you were going to lose to headlining the card against the last year's champion. How does that make you feel, man?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's awesome. I've been around the sport a long time. I mean, this is probably one of the first major. Actually, I think this is the first that I've headlined. So, I mean, that's a great feeling. But ultimately, getting my hand raised is the ultimate goal and my focus. Like, it's great to be the main event, and I'm excited. But you know, getting my hand raised while I'm the main event is the goal. So,
How do you like the matchup?
huh?
How
Love
do
the
you
matchup.
like the
I
matchup?
think any match. I've always thought any matchup in this tournament's a great matchup for me. It's really just like I've said a million times, just preparing properly for the task at hand. And most of my career I didn't do that. Well, I'm doing that now. So that's it. Everything's feeling good though. I feel amazing, actually.
That's awesome to hear. I know that Jorgen was supposed to fight Ante, so I'm sure you've kind of worked with him for probably 6 months, so you know what you're kind of expecting and kind of going like you helped him with the camp, so now it's kind of going into your camp and like so I'm sure you've kind of known what Ante brings a little bit.
Well, we knew. I knew early that Jorgen wasn't going to fight Andre. It just wasn't released yet. I knew that Jorgen wasn't going to be fighting Andre, and so I mean, I've talked to Jorgen, but ultimately, you go back and you look at I'll go back and look at his body of work. I'll go back and watch his fights, and he has quite a few of them out there. He's been around. He has a record. And that means he has a lot of footage. So I'll go back and I'll watch, and we will definitely put a game plan together to capture that W June 16th.
On paper, it's a very fun fight. Both of you guys look for the finish. Both of you guys kind of go forward. Um, I mean, is it as simple as like where would you like the fight to go? Like, would you like to fight off your back, or would you like to knock this dude out?
I'm not going to fight off my back. It's just not going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
So if we're going to be fighting on the ground, I'll be on top, or I'll be fighting to get back to my feet. But we're not going to fight off my back. It's just not going to happen.
Awesome, man. Awesome.
Yeah. So besides, yeah, and if I get stuck there for a minute, it's not like I don't know jiu-jitsu. I said, don't forget about that. Go look at my record. Go look at how many submissions I have. It's not like I don't know jiu-jitsu, but I'm not gonna beat it in everybody's head. You guys just find out soon enough. But no, I won't be fighting for my back. I'll be fighting in dominant positions, or I'll be fighting for the dominant position. So
gotcha. I guess I should have said, would you like to take him down, or would you like to knock him out? But I'm retarded, and I said fight off your back. So,
listen, goal stays the same. I'm gonna win. That's
well,
it.
well,
No, that's it. No matter how you cut it, I'm gonna get my hand raised. And like I said, if I have an opportunity to finish the fight early, of course I'm gonna get out early. That'd be the smart thing to do. So yeah, just looking to get a W and secure my playoff spot.
that being said, June 16th in the main event, how do you get your W?
Staying composed, fighting out the game plan, being ready to adapt under pressure, and I think maybe a bunch of other stuff, but that's pretty general.
Awesome, man. Wanted to ask you, I talked with you in late, no, it was like middle of 2020, and you were already kind of talking and training with Jon. So to see him come back and demolish Cyril Gahn like that, and you were saying like this dude is a fucking problem at heavyweight. How did it make you feel to like know that you were right and like Gahn is the real deal?
Um, I've known for a while that he was the real deal, but for everybody to catch up, it gave me confidence. I was happy for him and happy for everything that he's accomplished. To take 3 years off and come back and spend 2 minutes with the number one contender, you know, kind of sunning him like saying, "Bitch, I'm back." That was awesome, and to be able to be a part of it and see it was awesome. And ultimately, what that does for me is it gives me confidence as well. Um, you know, all right, so I'm not going to be as good as Jon, right? Because he's exceptional. But shit, for motherfucker about 65, 70% of that, I'm fucking all these guys in the PFL up for sure. So that's my confidence, right? 80% of that. You running through PF, you get enough sense. So yeah, it gives me confidence.
Awesome. How does it feel to have Jon in your corner and have him helping you achieve your goals?
It would feel like Michael Jordan, Michael Jordan trying to help Ja Moran out with his situation. It would mean the world to him. So it's one of those things where it's like, man, it doesn't get any better. Like Jon's the best MMA fighter in the world. He's a heavyweight champ, former light heavyweight king. He is the heavyweight king. And to have him giving you the insight, I'm literally watching literally watching a fight right now as we speak. Right now, and literally watching a fight. So for me to be able to break down fights with Jon, so he looks at it way different than I do. His IQ's up here, you know. Um, this is stuff that money can't even buy you this, and it's invaluable, and it's so critical for my growth as a heavyweight. I'm 37. I'm still learning. So I'll be ready June 16th.
Awesome. Finally, I just wanted to ask you, Francis Ngannou signs with the PFL. I just want your
Yep.
thoughts on his signing and just his stance on everything, leaving the UFC to going to sign with PFL and just everything that followed.
I'll be honest with you. I try to stay out of shit that don't involve me for the most part. So congratulations to Francis Ngannou and his team for what they've accomplished, because they were kind of looking for something along the lines of what they got. Um, if it comes out right, and I see these benefits, I've been in the game 14 years. I had to earn everything I had, and I get it. Blood, sweat, and tears, all this shit. If he can make the change that way, that'd be awesome. My ultimate goal right now is take a fight at a time, win one fight, get to that championship, be a world champion, and then I'll call my shot. But right now, I still got 3 guys I got to get through before that's even an idea, you know. But trust. It's the first name that's gonna come out of my mouth when they wrap that belt around my waist at the end of this year. So, but right now it's awesome. It's great for the PFL. It's great for Africa, you know. But shit, I need it. It's not great for me just yet. Let's put it that way. Listen, it's not great for me just yet. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right, absolutely. Backing away from it, and this will be the last thing. Backing away from it, right? Like, what as a fan, as a teammate, as Maurice Greene, what would you have rather seen? Would you rather have seen Francis fight your teammate Jon Jones, or or do you like how Francis stood up for himself and got what he wanted and went to the PFL, maybe creating some ways for other fighters to do what he did?
Francis the pussy and always gonna be a pussy with all that muscle. With all that muscle.
Well, that was a fucking mic drop. Ain't nothing else.
There you go. Question answered.
Ain't nothing to say. Ain't nothing to say. Thank you so much for your time, man. I really appreciate it. If you want to plug your social media, plug any sponsors you might have, and if you want to thank anybody, floor is yours.
Hey, always, I want to thank my fans and thank anybody who watches anything that I do for your hottest crochet merchandise, for anything crochet, maybe some MMA. Come holla at the Crochet Boss. Just Google the Crochet Boss. I'll come right up.